Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Welcome to This Made Me Laugh. This is episode 5 of the show. And today we have Aboud, Alberto, Imad, Damand, and myself. My name is Sahar. Everybody has picked out a movie, and we're going to be talking about it in just a little bit. Why it made them laugh, what key concept happened, and we're going to be explaining and giving a brief summary. Aboud, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. So, how are you, everybody here? So, today I'm going to talk about this movie that I picked for Made Me Laugh, which is The New Guy. I like that movie because it has little, certain funny stuff and serious stuff, too. Well, actually, it talks about, how being serious, which is a high school kid get kicked out of school because everybody literally make fun of him. And literally, I saw that big scene which he was walking in the hallway, and then these kids were making fun of him, and then he got a boner. And then this teacher pulled his pants out and she started grabbing his penis. And then he started screaming and between all these people, and everybody was making fun of him. And he had to move out. So he was like, man, I'm trying to get cool. I'm trying to be mine. I'm trying to do some stuff. He wanted to change. And then when he went to the jail, he met that guy inside the jail. He was cool as fuck, and everybody know him. Everybody gets scared of him because he does that move like that. That move. So he scared everybody from him. So he met him. He tried to teach him how to be cool, how to scare everybody, and he taught him how to fight. And he showed him how to work out, how to dance, how to do all these stuff until he got ready. And then he went to the new school that he want. And that was funny when he pulled out of the police truck and everybody, all the police, when they untied him down, everybody started running. Oh, run! He's someone dangerous. And everybody was looking, ooh, who is that? Someone new to the school. And, something. Then, so one of his goals, the first goal, he had to be the most stronger guy in the school. Which it was, he tried to do that, but it didn't work in the beginning. He had a rough time while he was doing that, Until, he punched him and he knocked him down. And then in the hallway, everybody saw him. So, from that point, he started getting, famous. And everybody started talking to him. And, he was virgin, too. And he tried to, talk to these girls. And when he went to the old enemies, they found out what he's trying to do, So, they embarrassed him in front of all these people on the stage. But in the end, he got his first kiss with someone, So, I recommend this movie. It's funny, and it's it's not just funny, it's real. It talks about these high school kids with...
That was funny, It was just the high school type of movie,
Yeah.
I liked it.
To me, the funniest part was because if you guys see this kid is so scrawny. He looks like chopsticks walking around. Now he looks like chopsticks walking around. And he's trying to act like this tough guy, a bodybuilder. And
He's trying to be a leader.
it works out for him at the end. He doesn't get his ass beat more than he does. So it was great. I liked the movie.
That was funny.
Okay.
Just some parts of it.
Give me a part.
And just what she said, how he's really scrawny. He ends up getting his first kiss at the end, like Aboud said. So yeah.
So you like the movie?
Yeah, it was alright. It was kind of funny.
Would you watch that again or not?
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
I liked it. It's just the fact that this small white kid is actually going to a dude in prison to get advice from. I feel like that's the last possible place you should go.
Right?
But it does end up working for him. You have to give him some credit.
It works because it's he's trying to be popular. Because at the first school, he was a nerd, bottom of the food chain. And it's
It shows was Seriously Funny by Kevin Hart. The reason I picked this is because he's the first comedian I ever watched. His special, Seriously Funny, stood out to me the most. It's easily the funniest show I've ever seen. In front of a sold-out to 5 impersonations of his kids and crying woman with his mighty tool of his facial expression is what makes it impossible not to laugh. If you're looking for a good laugh, I could assure you won't be disappointed.
I've watched it multiple times even before you brought it up. It's a great movie. The guy himself is great. He makes everybody laugh. The best part for me was my mama told me to tell you, and then he just goes on, and that was not the end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie was like so funny. I recommend it, but to be honest, I don't recommend it to watch it alone because this is not like it's not a movie. It's like someone talking on the stage. If you wanna have fun, you gotta have like family member or
Yeah,
friends.
you have to have a
And
group of people.
Yeah, y'all be laughing at like what he does, like because literally he was funny. Like my favorite part was when he was talking about his little dumb kid,
Oh, his little boy.
doing that and stuff, doing with his hands and stuff, and he was talking about his uncle and how he's walking and he's shaking his legs because
Yeah.
well, mostly guys when they
Yeah,
work
most
out,
people go to jail. They only work with
yeah,
the
they
upper
work
body.
for the upper body and they forget the legs. So when they really funny, but I mean, though, like I recommend it if you want to watch like any movie like that. You should have not watch it alone because I mean you would not have
Yeah, 'cause
that much
it's
of laughing
stand-up.
like by yourself. Because I did watch it by myself. I was like, man, I wish there's a.
Because you wish that there's someone there so you can pick on
Yeah,
after.
right.
You can take like jokes from the movie and like put it
Yeah,
towards that
yeah.
person.
Roast
Like throw
them.
some shade and walk away. That's all you need to do.
It's that type of thing where you pause. And have you seen it? And
I mean, Kevin Hart never like disappoints. All of his movies are like great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like this movie's pretty funny too. And like you can't watch it alone. You need to have people with you.
It's bigger than heaven.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's a tiny person.
The way how he looks when he makes jokes and stuff, oh my god, they just make me mad. Like, I don't know, he's been serious.
Yeah,
but
he
at
has
the same
facial
time-
expressions and he has these actions and
Yeah,
everything.
these actions
that,
movements.
yeah, and that go along with
Yeah.
his jokes. Like when he was talking about the club where he's like,
Yeah.
and then a bar fight almost happened. And he's like, I want a hug.
I want a hug.
Give me a hug. I don't want to fight you. Just give me a hug. I'm telling you gonna be mad of the movie.
Oh, I think it's funny. I don't watch it all before. He's a black comedian, so of course I done seen it before. I mean, but it's like the things he talk about is hilarious. As far as like, you know what I'm saying, his group of friends and how they interact with each other, I think it's hilarious.
My movie was Project X,
Mm.
and it's a movie about 3 high school students that try to throw a birthday party for one of the dudes, and they end up getting the word out for like all the high school grades, and like everyone ends up showing up that night, and yeah, I mean the party starts out pretty chill, and then they end up trashing the house because like 15
The
like,
house,
like-
more like the whole neighborhood.
Yeah,
The whole neighborhood.
It was like the whole house, and then everyone just from the whole block to like
They
the whole
dumped the
neighborhood.
car.
Yeah, and like they just trashed everything. They end up burning the house down, and like it was just crazy. And I mean, as like a student, it just makes you want to like be there. It's like I'd be there for
You
sure.
would be- I would be there too.
I'd be there for sure.
I would be having fun.
Would you guys be there?
I wouldn't.
I would-
Be there.
I would go.
I think I would just be scared to go. You're gonna find me
I mean-
like upstairs room hiding in the corner. Like don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
I thought it was pretty funny because like they like end up putting the dude's like the dude's dad's car in the pool,
Yeah.
and like just burn the house down. And
The funny part was the, what is that thing called? The piñata.
the pinata.
I was literally waiting for the candy to come down, and it was ecstasy.
Oh
Like it was. I was like, what the hell is on the floor? Why is that all white?
Yeah,
All
of
types of
course.
drugs
Ecstasy and
alcohol
Molly.
there. Oh my god.
But I was like waiting for the candy. I'm like, oh, it's a party. They got the piñata. Like
You
they
really
have
think
it.
it was about drugs
Break
and
it.
beer?
It was
It's lit.
ecstasy. I was like,
It's lit.
this shit just got worse than it already was.
Honestly, it was his friend's fault because like they're the ones that like spread the word and like just made it a little too.
Yeah.
like-
They made fun of his van too.
Or when the cops came, that was.
Oh yeah.
That
When
was,
they're
that
like,
was SWAT.
where's the adult in the building? And this little short ass kid is like,
He's like,
it's
I'm
me.
the adult. It was crazy. So like,
It was a fun movie to watch.
I love the security guards though.
oh, yeah, the security guards are like little kids.
Yeah.
They couldn't do
They like
anything.
freshmen.
I don't know, but like at the end of the movie, they're like, so are we gonna get paid or what? And then the dude was like, you guys are the worst. the whole neighborhood got trashed. So
To be honest, yeah, I like that movie. It's funny, but to be honest, what I figured out, it's too hard. It's funny. The most funniest part, it was pussy from him to do it. That he was like all up on this girl, and then when the other girl showed up, he was just like pushing her away, and he just left, and she was like asshole, like.
the dude, he had a thing with the other girl that walked in on him.
What did you think of the movie?
I liked it because it relates to me. You know, I'm a party person, so
True, Sam.
I liked it. It was a good movie. Good rates here.
It was cool. I think my favorite part of the movie is when like it's messed up, but like when the little freshman dude tased the neighbor and then he punched the shit out this little ass kid, and they like threaten him like, you just punched the underage shit. Y'all just tased this man. What are you supposed to do? And he gets up and like it's cool. Like that's not cool. You just got your ass haymaker. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's to me, like, I wouldn't go to a girl that he liked goodbye. He said goodbye to her, and then he ended up going to jail. That's why they had the camera crew, and he was talking to his friend. His friend was like, we going to throw another party like that. Then he, like, flirt with the reporter and be like, you can come too? His friend went to jail. This ain't one of those no consequence movies. At the end of the movie, he got locked up. Right. Like, you threw a party... the neighborhood got trashed. Sure. Look at the neighborhood he was in. Of course, he went to jail.
Bro, I felt that it's like a zombie neighborhood, to be honest. Like after I
it was a quiet little, nice little neighborhood.
It was the basic white neighborhood. To be completely honest, the people that walk their dogs at 6 a.m. and
all right, my movie was The Breakfast Club. It's a comedy drama type movie, but I enjoyed it because it's like coming up in high school. This was kind of like the foundation that got me started in high school. Like, there is no difference between popular, nerdy, little, wannabe little tough kids, little stoner kids, jocks, all that. They all the same at the end of the day. You never know what they're going through at the house. That's probably why they act the way they act in school. Mm-hmm. But the movie, it was kind of like had its serious parts, but it was hilarious because like it's like small stuff. Like if you paid attention, like when the two dudes fight in the middle of the library, like if you don't notice, the girl like reaches over and steals his knife, or like how he in the gym room and the teacher like, what you doing in the gym room? He like, I'm trying to get a scholarship, and then he got like right, and he got on like a boot and a gym shoe. And you know what I'm saying? It's like it's hilarious. Like it's small stuff that's funny about the movie. And then the fact that the movie was shot here in Illinois, like shot in Park Ridge, and like actually the movie's supposed to have like a way like longer. It's supposed to be longer and darker, but I'm glad they cut it short because if it was the way it was, I probably wouldn't like it. But it was cool. It's funny, and it just shows like the difference between people, like how you know what I'm saying, like I was saying before. But it's cool how in the end, like they all come to this realization. Like, oh, you know what I mean? We never know what people going through at school or how, like, being a breakfast, coming to school on Saturday is a pain in the ass. Like, I got to do it in college, but at least in college it's for a reason. Me and my brothers watch this all the time, and we still funny to us.
Honestly, I really didn't see it that funny. It was all right. It's kind of the funniest movie I've seen, but it was all right. Mm-hmm. It was a little corny in my opinion, but one part I liked when they were smoking weed in the library.
Like that movie, it's not like that funny, but like there's some stuff in it. It's just like, you know, it was talking about like different personalities, how they like met in one class and they've been together the whole day and they've been doing some stupid stuff like. And in the end, how they were talking about their stuff and how that girl tried to trick that girl and that guy tried to trick that guy and they were just all fighting. And then, like, out of nowhere, in the end, they just left. Like, there's nothing going on. Like, literally, all that happened, it just, like, they learned the lesson. They
that's the best movie.
Yeah, it's not, like, it's not funny, that much funny, but, like, you know... It makes you learn something.
Yeah, it's more like you got to pay attention to the funny parts of the movie. That's what make it fun. It's a typical 80s.
You have to like listen to the small details.
Yeah,
sure.
Like you have to get the references that they're saying, so it can be funny. Like you just didn't know what was going on.
How come you picked this movie?
Because it's funny to me.
It was Rough Night, and I bet when you guys heard this, you guys are like, "Oh shit, it's another chick flick."
It was a chick flick.
It was a chick flick, but it was pretty funny. So the
funny in a murdery type.
Yeah, no, they are some weird ass women. Like I did not get it. The writer was Paul Dons and Likia Elno. So the summary of the movie was these 5 best friends that were friends for, I believe, more than 10 years. They finally came together, and one of them is getting married, so she's becoming a new bride. So they decided, hey, why not throw her like a bachelor party weekend And she has this one friend that's completely obsessed with the bride. Like, this friend, like, if anything happens, she just gets so butthurt about everything. And she annoyed the shit out of me through that whole movie. She just annoyed me. And the rest of them were very, like, chill and calm. One of them just loved doing drugs. Like, she was... And the other one was Australian. She was such, like... She was basically the dumb blonde of the movie.
Oh, yeah. She was smart, but she was dumb, though.
The Australian?
Yeah.
She was like the dumb blonde, but she had like her moments where you're like, oh shit, that actually came out of her.
That makes sense.
Like, it was just so funny. But again, so what happens is they're throwing this party, and it, like, everything that you can expect wrong to happen, happened. Like, they went out to dinner, and then after dinner they were trying to convince the bride, why don't we get a male stripper? Like, it's one in a lifetime. Let's just do it. So finally convinced her. They got the male stripper. Went back to the
I feel like we skipped over
the home in Miami where they were. The home was on a beach. And go back. And finally a guy came, which they thought was the stripper, but wasn't the stripper. It was a robber that was trying to find a place to hide. So open the door, and then the girl was like, oh, why don't you come sit down? They started dancing on him, and he finally realized what was going on. So he kind of, like, played along. And to the end, he, one of the girls actually ended up killing him. He was sitting on the chair, and the girl literally runs up, jumps in his lap. The chair falls back, and he hits the edge of the fireplace. And just blood and blood and blood. And the guy actually ends up dying. And they did not find out yet that he wasn't the stripper.
He did.
The whole time they thought he was the stripper. And so they wanted to, like, remove the evidence because people were coming. And they didn't know what to do. So they ended up taking him, cleaning everything in the house, taking him, and they put him in a sex swing. And it was just so wrong. Like, it just looked so bad. And then later on, the stripper actually came.
Oh, yeah.
The actual official stripper came, but he came in a police uniform.
They were like, what?
So when they came, they finally saw the news where they said, like, the 3 robbers, and they saw the picture of the guy that they thought was the stripper.
Mm-hmm.
So when the police came, they thought he came to investigate the house. So they got extremely nervous. They didn't know what to do. Policeman walks in, and he's joking around with one of the girls, and he starts to strip. Then they finally realize, they're like, oh shit, like, we just really fucked up. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. They take the guy, and they push him into the ocean, and he comes back. And they're just trying to erase all of the evidence that was going on. The next door neighbors had cameras outside their house. So that part was really messed up. So one of the girls that's bisexual went over there, tried to convince them, like, oh, how are you guys? Because that couple had, like, extreme intimacy.
They were swingers.
Yeah.
They were swingers.
And so she goes over there, tries to, like, fix it, erase the evidence. Something happens to the girl and the couple, which we may not speak of because that was just extremely wrong. But later she finds out that the cameras never worked.
She got her box ate out.
Yeah, so later she finds out the cameras never worked. She went through all of that and the cameras never were turned off. So for me, it was just a bunch of, like, wrong things that happened. And it was just hilarious to me because they had the weirdest plans, the weirdest, like, ways to find the solution where they actually effed up even more than they should have.
Because they was already, like, high.
I thought it was a pretty funny movie. The funniest scene was the male stripper part, and I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone could agree. And I recommend watching this movie with, like, friends and not family.
Yeah, it's not a children's movie at all.
Yeah. You can't watch it with your family. I think you'll get smacked or something.
I'll watch it. My mom.
A movie to watch with your friends would be really funny.
Yeah. No,
I would definitely. It's a pretty funny movie. I'd definitely watch it again. So yeah.
I mean, I like that movie. It's pretty funny, and, like, I guess, like, everybody, like, agreed about that part. This part is the most funniest stuff. you know. But for real, it was a rough night, you know. It's like literally it was a rough night. Well, I recommended to watch it, but as you said, my friend, don't watch it with your family.
Yeah,
At all.
not
If
a
you want
children's
to laugh
movie.
and make fun of the movie, you need some
Funny movie, just that it was a really chick flick.
Yeah, it was a chick flick. Like you guys.
I got awkward when like he was in sex with me. I did not like that part at all. Like, I felt awkward for him, you know. A man should never be in that position. Pause and walk away, get something to eat, and then come back and continue watching. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little awkward.
The thing is,
I think the whole concept was funny, like how the girl's having a wild night, but like her husband to be is like at a winery with his
oh yeah,
friends.
his bachelor party was
Yeah,
to
like-
taste wine.
I was like, that's
with
suspect. Like, I feel like if I'm getting married tomorrow, I'm finna go crazy. He like at a winery and they like talking about like different types of wine. But the funniest part to me was when he was at the gas station and he pulls up and the trucker dude like, hey, you want to buy some meth? I'm like, what the fuck? And then like the dude like, hey, I'll pay you to suck your dick. And he like, what the fuck?
Well, that's good, bro.
Because he didn't have money.
It did, right, because he
I'm like,
did.
man.
And then he end up like finessing the dude. He ended up buying the heroin and then hooking the dude up with the truck driver. It was just
It was
weird.
It was so.
It got kind of awkward as a dude watching a movie and they constantly talking about dicks. It's
Right?
like, come on, bro.
And
pause.
he's walking around in a diaper.
Right, he
the
got
whole
on a,
time. He's like cleaning the trucks with a diaper.
Trying to be like a female version of Hangover.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It is a female version of Hangover. Like herself, the bachelorette herself, was running for state senate. And with all of this happening, and she's trying to make like herself look better, with all of this happening, she just felt like her whole like image just went down the drain because of this. End of episode 5, everyone has talked about their movies, and this is what made us laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you had a great time listening. I know a lot of great night, evening, morning, wherever you are. And goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.